The Disney World hotels have massive changes going on right now, and you do not want to be out of the loop. So let's learn about them all today here on DFB Guide. Hey everybody, it's AJ for Disney Food Blog. We've talked in depth about all the big changes going on in Disney World parks when it comes to rides and restaurants and entertainment, but now it's time to hear about what we can expect for the Disney hotels in the near and far off future. There is a lot going on. There are a lot of changes happening. So if you are going to Disney World in the next couple of years, potentially, and making that huge hotel decision, because you're going to be spending, several mortgage payments on it, then it's time to figure out which ones are going to be your best bets and why. Now, some of these changes we are thrilled to see come to fruition, and some, we're going to let you decide for yourself how you feel about them. Whatever the case may be, change is definitely on the horizon. It's best for you to know what to expect before you drop that cash on your next Disney stay. Better put on your hard hats for this first one, because we're about to enter into some construction zones. So many refurbishments are happening in Disney hotels right now. When you pay a lot of money for a Disney World hotel, you expect it to be finished when you're there, right? And by that, I mean no torn apart walkways, scaling scaffolding, work zones that threaten to pull you out of the immersive atmosphere, having to literally walk on the street to get from place to place instead of on resort pathways. So though we love what most construction leads to in the end, the process of getting to the final product can be pretty rough. So if you're planning on booking a Disney World resort soon, here's the construction you need to be aware of. Disney's Animal Kingdom Lodge is starting to undergo refurbishments in their Kidani Village area that'll last until September 2023, meaning you could encounter construction barriers, additional noise, and perhaps even some restricted amenities throughout the spring and summer. Jambo House at Animal Kingdom Lodge will still be open and untouched by refurbs for now, so you may want to book your reservation over in that building instead if you're still wanting the Animal Kingdom Lodge experience without all the extra pixie dust with the emphasis on the dust. Disney's Grand Floridian Resort and Spa has been getting all spiffed up for the past couple of years now. Last year, we saw the Big Pine Key building's rooms transform into 200 classy-looking DVC villas, that's Disney Vacation Club. But Grand Floridian is not stopping there. The Grand Floridian lobby will be undergoing a huge refurbishment now, and Disney said the Grand Floridian's new look will maintain the classic theming guests know and love with some fresh new enhancements. So I guess that pretty much covers everything. So that may mean we're getting a few essences of Mary Poppins in the lobby because the rooms are being transformed into Mary Poppins rooms. But they haven't confirmed that yet. Now, the lobby construction should officially start up on March 1st with no exact endgame announced per the release of this video. Construction has also impacted the Grand Floridian's Conch Key building too, so expect to see tons of renovated rooms popping up all over this section of the resort. I actually stayed in a Conch Key renovated room a few months ago. I think it was in November, so they are definitely making progress over there. Recently, there's been scaffolding up around parts of the building, and construction can get a little noisy during the day. So if you or someone in your group is going to need a hotel room that's a bit more peaceful so you can slip in and out for a quick cat nap before returning to the parks, then this potential clatter is something you'll want to keep in mind before you book, or make sure you make a request for a room away from the construction. Disney's Boardwalk Inn has been all about the renovations lately. The lobby and guest rooms at the hotel are getting a reinvigorated look, quote unquote, which is interesting, and they'll have light and airy touches that carry a seaside breeze right inside, according to Disney. We got a subtle sneak peek of what these new boardwalk rooms are going to look like when they become available for people to book. And for those of you who are stressed over that classy vibe being stripped away during the remodel, worry no more. It looks like these rooms are still going to have that vintage-inspired theming with fresh pastel, peach, and seafoam and yellow tones, as well as new room artwork that has images of Mickey, Minnie, and other Disney pals strolling through the boardwalk. So we kind of got rid of Grandma's jewel tones here, but we still have a very classy, old-fashioned feel. The lobby construction started in January, but doesn't have an exact end date listed yet. Oh, and one more thing. The Boardwalk's hauntingly charming nanny chairs are safe as far as we know, so now you can sleep soundly, or as soundly as you can manage with a nanny chair looming nearby. Over at Disney's Beach Club Resort, room renovations started taking place on January 7th. We're not sure what these updated rooms are going to look like at the moment, but we do know they're slated to finish up sometime this April. I am super sad because I'm guessing this means we're not going to have any carpets anymore in the beach club, which I really like a carpet in my hotel room. I know a lot of you hate it. I get it. I understand. It doesn't feel clean. but I just hate putting my feet on that cold floor in the morning. So I don't know. You can let me know in the comments which one you like better. But there's more. And this room renovation is actually taking place at a moderate hotel this time. Back in 2022, Disney revealed that the pirate-themed rooms at Disney's Caribbean Beach would not be available in 2023. And that's because these rooms are being rethemed to The Little Mermaid. But these are different from the Under the Sea rooms you can already find over at Disney's Art of Animation Resort. The updated Caribbean Beach rooms will have new artwork, brighter decor, pastel colors, and a 5th sleeper bed that will let each room fit more guests. These rooms are expected to make their grand debut later in 2023, so if you want to know the earliest you can start booking them, make sure to sign up for our DFB newsletters. We'll give you the deets just as soon as we know more. I'll drop our link down in the description below. By the way, remember, these rooms at Caribbean Beach are pretty far away from the main pool area, the main dining area, and definitely the lobby area. So if you're going to book a Little Mermaid room, it's going to be a bit of a hike to get anywhere. And that's if they're only replacing the pirate rooms. If they're replacing other rooms with Little Mermaid overlays, those might be a little bit closer, but definitely something to check out before you book and make a room request. All right, let's talk about new Disney tech that not everybody is sold on. A new complimentary perk is easing its way into numerous Disney World hotels as we speak. Hey Disney is a custom voice assistant located directly in your hotel room that'll help make your stay more convenient. At least that's what they say. Now, this is basically an Alexa for your hotel room. Say, for example, you need to request things like extra towels or blankets or pillows. All you need to do is turn to your handy dandy technical doohickey and say, hey Disney, can I have some extra towels? And then like magic, a cast member at the resort will receive the request and be able to deliver your fresh towels to you. Kind of, that's sort of how it works. Hey Disney will also be able to tell you when the next bus to a specific park is scheduled to arrive, hook you up with dining recommendations, remind you of the day's weather forecast, and a ton of other nifty things. But here's where the fun part of this comes into play. Hey Disney lets you interact with some of your favorite characters virtually, including fan favorites from Disney Animation, Pixar, Star Wars, The Muppets, and Marvel. In late November 2022, Hey Disney made its debut in a testing phase and is currently available in a limited number of rooms at Disney's Polynesian Village Resort. Disney shared that this initial launch is taking place before expanding in phases to additional Disney Resort hotel rooms across properties. So basically they're testing it out. They're seeing what guests are saying, if it's pros, cons, good, bad, so they can make necessary changes before they roll it out across the board. We actually stayed in a room with Hey Disney in it at the Polynesian recently, so we got a chance to kind of explore it a little bit. Now, if you are staying in a room that happens to have this guinea pig technology, how do you start it up? Well, simply press the red button at the top of the system to unmute it and use the smart speaker. Then try it out by asking Hey Disney a question. Make sure to say Hey Disney first, like you're playing a game of Simon Says. You'll know the device is listening to your request when the blue bar lights up. But here's the thing. If you don't want to use Hey Disney, you don't have to. If you prefer, you can keep the device muted throughout your entire stay and rely on Disney's Resort TV to give you your weather forecast and park hour updates. No biggie either way, just unplug it. All right, ready for some recent openings you can check out right now? While we're twiddling our thumbs waiting for parts of the Disney hotels to hurry up with their construction updates, there is one resort that has several new offerings available for you to check out. And that's Disney's Boardwalk Inn, which is also getting all those renovations, but some of them are done. On top of those current room renovations and another restaurant addition that we're going to talk about a little later on, the Boardwalk Inn is keeping things fresh. First up, we've got the Boardwalk Deli, which opened up this last August and replaced the former Boardwalk Bakery. This new quick service has that turn-of-the-century charm true to the Boardwalk's theming while serving up hot and cold deli sandwiches, baked breads, and bakery items like brownie cheesecake, coconut macaroons, and the cookies and cream cupcake. So a lot of the same stuff you liked at the Boardwalk Bakery is here. They've just expanded the menu options so that you've got a few more savory entrees in addition to all the baked goods. This isn't necessarily a fast food location you'll want to go out of your way for, but if you're staying at the Boardwalk Inn or you're in the neighborhood, just to check out the scene, it's not a bad place for a super speedy pick-me-up. Remember though, there's not any indoor seating for this location, so you're gonna have to take what you can get outside. Speaking of a much-needed pick-me-up, what better way to gain a burst of energy before your park day than with a good cup of coffee? Carousel Coffee opened right at the end of December 2022 in the Boardwalk and gave us a new coffee shop in the Boardwalk's lobby. This place sells coffees, teas, and pastries, some even that are unique to the Carousel Coffee location. like the raspberry croissant and the dark cherry mocha frozen blended coffee. And let's not forget about the touch-ups that happened over at the Boardwalk's Bellevue Lounge. Back in October, the Bellevue received tons of updated furniture. Instead of dark plaid sofas and floral armchairs, there are now more modern sofas with jewel shades of blue-green and new armchairs in a coordinating print. New signature and zero-proof cocktails also made their recent debut here with options like the Orange Blossom Manhattan and the zero-proof Agave Garden, made with Lyre's Agave Reserve and Passion Fruit Green Tea. Now, this particular situation scares us a little bit because we loved the Bellevue Lounge before, and now it's looking a little too sleek for our liking for the Boardwalk Inn. Looks a little too modern, a little too sleek, a little too like convention resort, if you know what I mean. But since we've seen the room changes, I feel less scared because the rooms are still pretty classy and true to the heart of the Boardwalk, I guess. So I'm okay with the Bellevue looking like it does if the rooms look still old school. So despite the construction going on in the lobby currently, there's still a few cool new things to check out at the Boardwalk that can make it a tempting place to stay or at least pay a visit to. Now let's talk perks, shall we? Ready to hear about some of the best changes that have hit the Disney World resort scene lately? Starting January 10th, 2023, free overnight parking returned for guests staying at any of the Disney-owned hotels. Can you believe they made us pay for parking for a little while? Unbelievable. Now, resort guests also still receive free parking at the Disney theme parks instead of having to pay that standard $25 fee per day. So this returning perk could very well save you $100 or more if you stay at a Disney hotel with your car, and you can then invest that into something else for your trip that's a bit more fun. The dining promo card also reared its head again recently. This offer applies to trips booked for arrival dates between July 1st, 2023 and September 14th, 2023. But other dates might qualify too, so be sure to double check on the Disney World Special Offers, Deals, and Discounts page on their website. If you book a minimum 5-night vacation package at a Disney World resort with at least 4 days of park tickets, you could be eligible to receive this dining promo card to use at certain restaurants throughout property, just like your average gift card. The amount you receive on your gift card all depends on where you're staying and when you're staying. Originally, this offer was good for up to $750 per room, not per person, but we learned recently you can actually get over $1,000 in dining money if the vacation package you choose winds up giving you more than $1,000 for this promotional deal, which could very well happen if you book a 7-night stay at a deluxe resort. If that happens, the money will be distributed across more than one card. But if you want to be eligible for this promotion, you're going to need to act fast because all qualifying dining card trips must be booked by March 27th, 2023, and that's creeping up on us quick. Need some extra help getting your hotel room booked and getting this extra dining moolah added to your trip? You can always reach out to our friends at Small World Vacations for their free, that's right, free trip planning services. The travel agents at Small World are authorized Disney planners that'll not only help you book your next Disney trip, but can also monitor your reservation for future savings and take care of that for you right away. I'll link their info down in the description below in case you're interested in extra helping hands. And lastly, daily housekeeping is coming back to all Disney World hotels soon. Hooray! Ever since the 2020 closures, full housekeeping services at the Disney hotels had been modified to a much lighter version. In January, Disney brought back full daily housekeeping services for deluxe resorts, but recently they announced that by the end of February, full housekeeping will once again be available at all of the hotels. This includes replenishing amenities, changing and restocking linens, vacuuming, cleaning the bathrooms, making the beds, the works. In addition, guests might even find a few magical touches like hidden Mickeys made out of hotel toiletries or adorable animals made of towels, because Disney's housekeepers go above and beyond, and we love them for that. For those of you who maybe haven't been able to have regular housekeeping since you started going to Disney, because you started going to Disney in the last couple of years, we often refer to the housekeeping there as mousekeeping, and we love it when they do fun things with our stuffed animals on the beds and they put their sunglasses on them, or maybe they're playing a game of tag. It's super fun to see what those amazing mousekeepers create for the kids in the room, or even maybe for the adults. Okay, so since we got some perks back, that means we got to lose some perks, because that's how Disney works apparently. Package delivery is one of those perks we've desperately been missing for the past few years. Once upon a time, if you purchased a big souvenir inside one of the Disney parks, or even a small souvenir, you could have it delivered to your Disney hotel for you. That way you didn't have to worry about carrying it around the entire entire day, or having to backtrack all the way over to your Disney hotel room and dropping it off yourself. But this merchandise delivery perk still has not come back to the resorts yet since the closures, meaning you might want to hold off on those bigger souvenir purchases until the end of your park day. Other options you can use, you can always mail it back to yourself at home. You can do that directly from the gift shop where you buy it. You can just say, hey, I'd like to ship this to my house, and they will get you some paperwork and you can ship it to yourself at your cost, of course. Or you can always get a locker at the front of the park and put your stuff in the locker. Now, Disneyland's merchandise delivery system did return to their hotels just recently, so maybe we'll see the same return happen for Disney World too, fingers crossed. Room service also hasn't returned to most of the Disney hotels, meaning you can't have any Disney food delivered up to your room straight from the resort kitchens, which is kind of okay because it never really tasted that great. Anyway, the only resort that currently offers in-room dining is Disney's Grand Floridian because it's just fancy like that, and I know it has also come back to the Disneyland Hotel over in Disneyland, but we'll let you know if the status of this missing benefit changes later on for the rest of the Disney World hotels. You can, of course, still order from apps like DoorDash or Grubhub to pick up off-site food for you and deliver it over to your hotel, but you'll have to pick up your food from Bell Services once it arrives and carry it up to your room yourself, because Disney requests that you don't give random strangers your hotel room number. And lastly, extra magic hours that used to be available for all Disney resort guests split and morphed into something that looks similar to what it was before, but has very pricey limitations. Before, extra magic hours let all hotel guests get into the parks early or stay in the parks late on certain days at certain places. But now, extra magic hours has been cut in two, so we've been left with early theme park entry and extended evening hours in its wake. Though early theme park entry is still available for all Disney resort guests and lets you enter any of the parks on any days 30 minutes before the parks officially open, as long as you have a park pass, extended evening hours are available for deluxe resort guests only. That means you have to be staying at one of Disney's most expensive hotels to get the extended evening hours perk. Now, with this perk, those resort guests can stay in select parks on certain nights up to 2 hours after they close for everyone else. So those late night hours are no longer available for guests staying at a value or moderate resort. And we don't expect that to really change back to normal anytime soon. Not saying it can't happen, but lately Disney's been awfully big on rewarding their guests who plan on spending more money by giving them the best available perks. Now, if you're planning on staying at a deluxe resort during your trip, double check the Disney World Park calendar ahead of time to make sure your visit aligns with the extended evening hours benefit. Most of the time, extended evening hours are available for Epcot on Mondays, Magic Kingdom on Tuesdays and Wednesdays sometimes, and Disney's Hollywood Studios on Thursdays. But again, these benefits don't happen all the time, so make sure you know exactly when these extra perks will be available for you during your upcoming stay. Now, the Disney resort shampoos that we know and love are disappearing. Okay, I'm not talking about you not having access to shampoo amenities in your hotel. You will definitely have that. But I am talking about those popular H2O bath products that have been part of Disney's hotel amenities for many years. The H2O brand that Disney's been using in their hotels for the past 30 plus years officially shut down at the end of 2022. But that doesn't mean the H2O products are disappearing overnight. Disney hasn't released an official end date for the partnership, so H2O Plus still has to fulfill its current obligations to supply products to the resorts for at least the first half of the year. But by the second half of 2023, we expect to see these products start to trickle away one by one. So what's next in terms of complimentary shampoo, conditioner, lotion, body wash? Well, who knows? What we do know is that more and more wall-hanging amenities, those kind of refillable amenities, are being added to the Disney hotels. So the days of those sample-sized bottles that you used to shove into your luggage to take home for memory's sake are on their way out. This is due to a commitment Disney made a few years back to removing single-use plastic products from their property. And we're even starting to see those wall-hanging amenities in the Grand Floridian Resort. So even the most powerful properties are not exempt from this new plan. Now, I'm all for not being wasteful. The wall-hanging amenities can be a pain if you decide to take a bath rather than a shower, since they're mounted pretty high up on the wall. So you may want to pack your own travel-sized amenities in your suitcase just in case. And we are finally at what I think is the best point of this video. It's time to talk about new and improved restaurants. We've got some last minute changes that have been added to this list that I so wasn't expecting to talk about, but here we go. Let's start with a restaurant that I have been anticipating for quite a while, and that's the Cake Bake Shop by Gwendolyn Rogers over at Disney's Boardwalk Inn. The Cake Bake Shop is a new table service restaurant replacing the former ESPN Club. By the way, for those of you who don't know, when I say table service, that just means a sit-down restaurant and not a fast food place. And this is going to feature both sweet and savory options, afternoon tea, and a quick service bakery display case as well. Fun fact, this is actually Gwendolyn Rogers' third Cake Bake Shop iteration. The other two versions of this restaurant are located in Indianapolis, Indiana, and Carmel, Indiana. We even cheated a little bit and got to visit the Cake Bake Shop in Indianapolis for a sneak peek at what you can expect from the boardwalk before the table service opens later in 2023. So if you want to check out our post covering all the pros and cons and overall vibes we were picking up from this little floral cottage restaurant, I'll link our review down in the description. I'll also go ahead and link our exclusive DFB interview we had with the Gwendolyn Rogers down below too. That way you can read specifically what she plans to bring to the boardwalk scene later this year when the Cake Bake Shop officially opens. Right now though, if you head over to the boardwalk, you're just going to see a big old gutted construction site over there at the Cake Bake Shop, so be prepared. Meanwhile, over at Disney's Grand Floridian Resort and Spa, the waterfront Narcoossee's restaurant has been MIA ever since last July, and that's because this restaurant's currently undergoing big renos leading up to an enhanced table service experience. This restaurant has always been listed as one of Disney's higher-end dining establishments, so it'll be interesting to what exactly this enhanced experience will be like when it reopens this year. My guess is it'll be more expensive. Now, here's a change that kind of came out of nowhere for us, though. At Disney's Fort Wilderness, the Trails End restaurant is going to close for a major remodel this coming spring. Currently, Trails End serves family-style skillets for breakfast and dinner, but when it reopens later in the year, it'll come back to us as a marketplace concept with fast food options mostly. And that means no more table service here whatsoever except for Hoop-Dee-Doo Musical Review. If you want to hit up Trails End before it changes for good, make sure to head into these here woods soon because those family-style skillets with the pecan smoked brisket, skillet cornbread, and mason jar dessert trio won't be around for much longer. And over at Disney's Contemporary Resort, two popular restaurants are about to switch things up. Ever since Chef Mickey's character dining experience reopened post-COVID-19 closures, this restaurant has served family-style meals, meaning the endless food was brought directly to your table to share among your group. But the classic buffet setup is officially coming back on March 1st, 2023. Along with Chef Mickey's, California Grill is also about to turn heads. If you got the opportunity to visit California Grill during Disney World's 18-month-long 50th anniversary celebration, then you were able to try their specialty prefix menu with options directly inspired by the anniversary itself. But now that the festivities are nearing their end and will be wrapping up officially on March 31st, California Grill is going to serve a new 3-course selection menu starting on April 1st, featuring contemporary market-inspired cuisine. So we're still going to have a prefix, not getting rid of that, but the menu's going to change up. And no, they won't be April Fool's inspired, though I definitely give props to Disney if they decide to pull off something like that. With all the different menu and restaurant changes hitting not just the hotels, but all around the Disney World scene, it'll be nice to have an updated guide with the most recent reviews and recommendations to turn to. And of course, that's why we have our brand new 2023 DFB guide to Walt Disney World dining available at dfbstore.com for you right now. Just make sure to type in code YouTube to save some money on your total guidebook purchase. Now, if a trip to the hotel pool is a must during your vacation, be warned. Several hotel pools are undergoing refurbishments this year, and that could put a major kink in your plans or completely destroy them if you're like my family and we love a pool. The High Rock Spring Pool is going to be closed for refurbishments at Disney's Saratoga Springs Resort and Spa until later this March. During this time, the On the Rocks Pool Bar and the Leisure Pool over at the Treehouse Villas will also be closed as well. The feature pool and Whirlpool Spa is currently closed at Disney's Contemporary Resort and will stay that way until early April. During this time, however, the water play area and Bay Lake Pool will still be available. And finally, the Meadows Swimming Pool and Whirlpool Spa at Disney's Fort Wilderness Resort and Campground is in the same boat, under refurb until early April 2023. However, the water play area, Meadows Snack Bar, Wilderness Swimming Pool, and the Whirlpool Spa nearby are still remaining open. And now it's time for Disney's Polynesian Village Resort to take center stage. The Disney Vacation Club, which is essentially Disney's personal timeshare program, just announced that new villas will be coming to Polynesian Village by late 2024. According to Disney, these new villas will be inspired by the early concepts for Disney's Polynesian Village Resort and will sit on the shores of Seven Seas Lagoon, right on top of the Spirit of Aloha dinner show, which has been raised. Not only will there be more rooms to book, but there'll also be a new recreation offering and dining options, which is good considering I'm still salty that the Spirit of Aloha dinner show had to be sacrificed for this building to be made. And as more info comes out about this new DVC expansion, we'll let you know. But for now, just keep in mind that the Polynesian has tons of construction work going on that's not just going to last a couple of months, it's going to last a couple of years. The construction shouldn't impact your room stay too much, but the walkway between the Polynesian Village Resort and the Grand Floridian is looking pretty rough right now, and you actually have to go walk out along the street instead of on the internal pathways. So be prepared for that change. The signage isn't always great to know kind of where you're going or how to get there. So if you're making a quick trip between Grand Floridian and Polynesian, maybe you have a dining reservation at Ohana and you're just leaving the Grand Floridian heading over there, it's going to take you a lot longer to get there than it originally would have walking. On one last similar note, this walking path between the Grand Floridian Resort and Magic Kingdom has also temporarily closed as Disney continues construction in this area. This path won't be closed forever though. Disney hasn't released an exact reopening date yet, but they did say it would be available again by late spring. During this time, the boats and monorail will still be running, so you don't have to overly stress about getting place to place. All right, so that's a lot of Disney hotel news we just covered in a short amount of time. Though some changes we're still on the fence about, others have us absolutely stoked for the future of the Disney hotels. So thanks for tuning in today. I think this stuff is so important because these are the things that can completely ruin your trip if you don't know about them beforehand, right? So that's why we want to keep you informed so you can make any changes you need to make before you get there. Keep checking back here for more of the Disney 411, and don't forget to check out some of our other resort videos to help you make the best decision on your next Disney hotel stay. Again, super expensive. Thanks for listening, everyone, and thanks for watching. As always, this is AJ for Disney Food Blog, and we'll see you real soon.